Hello, my name is Megan Russell.
And my name is Christopher Russell, and welcome back to Page by Page, writing the book in real time. It is episode 26, chapter 25. Wow, you've made a whole quarter.
I made a whole quarter.
You made a Washington.
It is not, this is more than a quarter of the book. I promise.
Yeah, I believe you. All right. So what's, never mind. I was going to say, what's been happening this past week? We don't need to get into it.
Yeah.
We're just going to leave the week behind us. So welcome. We are glad that you guys are here joining us in this safe space that is Page by Page so that we can talk about fucking some shit up with the Ethereans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then before we move on, I feel like that's like, I gotta figure out a better segue, man. I feel like that's what I do each time I'm going to introduce the beer.
You are going at 20 miles a minute right now.
I'm actually going at 24 knots, which is the top speed of Titanic.
Oh,
do you have that on your bingo card? Brittany, is that on the bingo card?
Already. Okay.
So introducing the beer of the week.
Yes.
This is La Chouffe.
Le Chouffe?
La Chouffe. Yeah, show your glass to the camera real quick. Notice how we actually have a La Chouffe glass. Okay.
Oh, wait, it is?
Yeah, it's a La Chouffe glass.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
That's why I said you had to put it in that.
I was just like, oh, they should have a fancy gnome glass this time. Okay.
Gosh. All right, cheers. So this is a Belgian blonde, yes? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a good one. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Ale brewed with coriander.
Ooh, fancy.
Coriander. All right. So do you want to go ahead and jump into the last time on?
Did we want to talk at all about the blog first?
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Talk about the blog. Tell us about it, stud.
So if you are not on Substack, and just so you know, I am going to be spending some more time on Substack as I figure out how to sort of reconfigure my time on social media. Substack is going to become a bigger part of that because when you use notes, it's like little Facebook posts. You can have like a Facebook feed. Plus, I can do the world building blog posts where I'm sharing extra lore from Laureldale. That sounds funny.
Laureldale.
And it also has the text of the chapters. It has the episodes of Page by Page podcast. So everything is sort of there. And I'm still going to be on other social media channels, but I am going to be spending a lot more time on Substack. So if you want to hang out with me, then consider coming over there.
Yeah, Substack's great. We love Substack. In fact, I'm about to build my own. That's neither here nor there, but I am.
Yeah, it's fun. I love it over there. And the last...
What?
Yes. Okay. Sorry. I was like,
what?
Because
what's
I wrote the podcast that goes with this. I wrote the blog that goes with this week's episode, but I'm currently talking about the blog that goes with last week's episode. There we go. I straightened it out in my head. So the blog that is currently up is about the presence of hybrids in the Ethereum community. Mm-hmm. And that one is of particular interest in this book. So if you've been waiting for a moment to be like, ooh, I've got to go see what that is, then hop on over to Substack and check out the blog on Ethereum hybrids. And come join in the lore party because we're having a lot of fun there. It's great.
One of the things I love about that particular post is the different hybrids that you discuss and like how dangerous some of them are historically. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my gosh.
Well, the thing is, like, I think it was, I'm going to get it wrong because it's not in front of me.
I can't pull it up either. I'm sorry.
But if you have a satyr and a satyr and a werewolf, it's like fuck around and find out energy.
With the werewolf temper?
With werewolf temper.
Yeah, that's
so
not
that's
good.
going to cause mass murder.
Sure.
Just because of like those two energies combined.
And it wouldn't be like a sociopathic type serial killer. It would be like a psychopathic type serial killer.
Yeah. Of like, okay, well, let's see how much fun it is to play in Blood today. Like that.
My God.
Like that would be what it is. And so
come over to Substack where we talk about blood play. No, that's not true. That's not what this is.
No, that's not what this is.
What is it? Hematophilia?
Oh, I don't know.
Sorry, that's something from the Fracture Pack series. Yeah,
it's in Curse-Bound. But
I derailed us. Sorry.
Yeah, but the post on hybrids is really cool, and then there's also going to be next week's is imminently important too. So
what's it about? What's it about, Megan? Tell me. What's it about?
Do you want me to tell you?
No.
I can tell you.
No, don't do it.
No, it's not a big deal.
Go ahead.
It's on the use of fosterage among werewolf packs. So how werewolf packs and why at times
because the parents just keep killing each other, I'm guessing.
No, there are actually a lot of like cultural reasons and benefits and treaty reasons and all kinds of things, and it's different in America than other places. But anyway, that is the blog post for next week.
Okay.
And it is applicable in this story a lot because that was the case with Clara. She was a fosterage case of she had to move to another pack.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Right. Do you want to continue talking and give us our last time on?
Sure.
So when you're continue.
Previously on Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer. After finally deciding to fuck around and find out herself, Seer Ella Day confirms that Clara was murdered. She saw the day of the murder. She saw the murder happen, but who the killer is and exactly where Clara was murdered are still missing.
Yeah.
She, Violet, and Caleb have been spending their weekends searching for this information, and now we have reached Monday morning.
Oh my gosh, that means we're going back to school.
We are going back. Did we think Clara, or did we think Ella Day was going to survive a weekend?
I don't know. I didn't. I had my doubts. I will also say that it's frustrating, and I think this is always the reader journey, right? Is being like, the author knows who done it and where it was done, that it was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the knife. Like, she knows, but she's not telling us. And that's rude. It's rude. Tell us. We want to know. Okay. Right. Again, I actually had this conversation at the Winter Haven Market yesterday because we're recording this on Sunday. Y'all, we're actually going to take a day off tomorrow. We haven't done that in months. It's going to be great. But I was at the Winter Haven Market yesterday, and I was explaining to people because I was saying that book 6 in Guilds of Abrea is coming out this summer, and I'm so ready for it because I have no idea what's happening, and the end of book 5 just put me on the edge of my seat. And people are like, and she won't tell you? I said, I know, right? She won't share with me what happens. And they're like, oh, that's so cruel. I'm like, right? Suffer with me. Okay, so anyway.
Suffer with me.
Is that not what we all did when we got to Mockingjay?
The Christopher
Ermiger. No, but was that not what we all did when Mockingjay came out? We were like, here you go, read this. And everybody who had read it was like, oh, you're evil.
I know, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Okay. So, thank you. And now we will start the chapter. Are we starting the chapter?
Yeah, let's start the
chapter.
chapter.
Yeah, let's start the chapter. Let's do it. Okay. So.
Happy Monday, y'all.
Well,
not really.
No,
the podcast
it's Sunday, and the podcast goes up on Tuesday.
Yeah, but it's Monday for Ella.
What? Oh, yeah.
So happy Monday, y'all.
Happy Monday, y'all.
She made it.
Oh, my God. She made it. Okay. I'm taking one more drink before we get into this. Okay. Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer by Megan O. Russell. You're messing with my creepy paranormal mystery intro. Okay? Take 2. Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer by Megan O. Russell. What if I did the whole chapter like that?
First of all, that wouldn't be allowed. Second of all, I feel like you're going to be in like some super spicy werewolf novel right now. That voice. And then my inner wolf said,
wait, can I wait, hold on, I'm going to try this for a second. We're not starting the chapter officially. Despite Caleb and Violet's doubts, I did, in fact, survive driving to school Monday morning. Not that I was going to be an ungrateful... No, I like this. This works. All right. So I am stealing that and putting it up as a reel for auditions for Audible, for ACX. There we go. Okay. So, all right. Now for real.
Okay.
All right. Sketchbook. Stop it. Sketchbook. Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer by Megan O. Russell. Chapter 25. Despite Caleb and Violet's doubts, I did, in fact, survive driving to school Monday morning. Not that I was going to be an ungrateful ass and tell them, but counting my breaths while listening to music let me focus in a way Violet and Caleb's helpful hovering hadn't. Then the school parking lot came into view, and the reality of throwing myself into a fucking horde of humans shredded my focus, shattering the pretty lie I'd been feeding myself that everything would be fine. I just had to keep my shit together. Any hope I had of replacing the lie with faux confidence couldn't fight past the fact that I'd spent the previous night falling in and out of nightmares, clinging to Caleb like a fucking koala. The road had curled up at the edges. I braked, pissing off some ass from my history class, flicking on my emergency flashers, pretending to watch a small, innocent creature cross in front of the truck while digging my house key into my palm hard enough to both zing pain up to my eardrum and make the pavement hold the fuck still, continuing calmly on when the road stopped moving like I hadn't noticed the fucker behind me shouting at his window for me to get my tight ass out of his way. Like a coward, I lingered in the truck once I'd parked, checking for new messages on my phone, and for my homework in the bag, and my... Nope, sorry. Okay.
Good run, good run.
Was it? Like a coward, I lingered in the truck once I'd parked, checking for new messages on my phone, and for my homework in my bag, and my hair in the mirror, and my phone one last time to buy myself a few more moments of relative safety. Thump, thump. The soft hits came from the passenger side of the truck. Caleb lingered outside the window, looking at something on his phone. Curl up in the passenger seat. Make him your getaway driver. Get back to Kate's. Hide in your room. You're not that weak, Ella. I nodded him toward the school, the movement small enough I doubt a human could have caught it peripherally. His jaw tensed, but he obediently moved on. Safety net 1, blown. Get your shit together. I grabbed my bag and hopped out of the truck, gaze locked on the sign above the entrance. If I could get to that sign, I'd have completed one whole step in this impossible day. Step 1, get into school. Step 2, get to homeroom. Step 1, get into school. Step 2, get to homeroom. 10 feet before I reached the door, a girl bumped into me. The back of her hand brushed against mine. My breath caught in my throat, my whole body tensing as I waited for a vision to steal me, but the ground stayed solid and the door stayed still. Good. You're okay. You're okay. Students packed closer together as I reached the scrum at the door. Breathe, focus, mind in this moment. Breathe, focus, mind in this moment. Anxiety dug its claws around my sternum. Stay here, Ella. Stay here. Past the door, the horde spread out, giving me room to weave between students on the way to my locker. Almost there. Almost there. I rounded the corner, counting on seeing a blonde waiting for me. But the blonde by my locker wasn't the petite werewolf with slight anger issues. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm stopping right. Slight anger issues?
For a werewolf?
Okay.
What?
All right, sorry. Okay, back to it. But the blonde by my locker wasn't the petite werewolf with slight anger issues who'd promised to be my second pre-homeroom safety net. Instead, a blonde wall blocked my locker from view. Fucker face. His back facing me, Jason had his chin tipped down, looking at something. A few steps closer, I managed to see that thing. Paige. The sternum claws loosened. Paige and Jason waiting at my locker. A morning check-in with friends. I stamped down the voice that screamed I was pathetic, alone, and hopeless because two humans lurking by my locker was the closest thing to a routine I had, and I'd only known Paige and Jason for a week. I didn't have the luxury of rejecting the relief seeing them brought. Before I could begin to say, "Good morning," I spotted the blonde I'd been looking for, and relief contorted, hardening into gut-clenching stress. Violet leaned against my locker, a smile on her lips that should have made anyone with a self-preservation instinct back the fuck away. Jason and Paige apparently didn't care about being eviscerated because they were both standing within fucking arm's reach of Violet. Jason, at least, had the sense to look uncomfortable. Paige had a smile plastered to her potentially soon-to-be torn-apart face. Fuckity fuck fucks, fuckity fuck fucks, here we fucking go. I used the tune of the thank you for your fake drumming in that song, Megan.
Sorry.
I used the tune of the thumpity Christmas song.
Wait, no, you have to sing it. You have to sing it again now.
Okay, all right. I am so sorry. You're right. La, 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 la. Okay, I got it. Fuckity fuck fucks, fuckity fuck fucks, here we fucking go. I used the tune of the thumpity Christmas song as I twisted my keys in my hand, pressing the pointy end of my house key into my palm again. Fuckity fuck fucks fuckity fucks fucks. Oh.
You can start. You can start.
All right, thank
from
you.
there.
Fuckity fuck fucks fuckity fuck fucks. This day is gonna blow. Okay, that is not in there. That was added by yours truly. Happy Monday. I'd like to think the genuine fatigue in my voice really sold my performance of an early morning attempt at cheer. How is everybody? Fine, Jason said. So great. Can we talk for a sec? Paige cut him off, and Violet plowed over that with, Congrats, Ella. Violet held out an envelope, flicking her wrist, feigning tossing it into Paige's face. Violet's grin grew as Paige flinched and squeaked. You're the big winner. Winner? Arms tucked awkwardly close to my sides, I slid between Violet and Paige, shooting Violet a quick, did I fucking miss something? Look. My mom loves your painting, Violet said. You won the free pizzas, and she wants you to come by after school. Come by after school? The edges of the world flickered as I sank into a mini panic spiral, because if we had talked about this plan, or if this was a code, I had no fucking memory of it. Violet flicked the envelope into my non-key jabbing hand. You didn't sign the painting, and she wants to talk to you about some kind of commission for the crossing. I think my face must have said, I'm lost, fucking help me, because Violet took my elbow, gripping tight enough to fling me around. Mom brought up the commission this morning. I told her we were friends and how much she had in common with your parents. Violet held my gaze. She's excited to meet you. I focused on her eyes, steadying myself, using their bright blue the same way I would a candle. You're going to love the crossing, Violet said. An Etherean bar. A werewolf-owned Etherean bar. Violet winked. You'll never want to be anywhere else. Except with Jason and me. In fact, the three of us already have plans today. Paige reached for my hand. Pain shot up my arm as Violet quasi-tossed me behind her, saving me from Paige's touch by slamming my shoulder into my locker hard enough to make an attention-grabbing bang. Ella! Jason reached for me. Violet knocked his hand aside. The fuck, Violet? Paige's voice reached a less than discreet volume. Fuck. Violet planted herself in front of me, a werewolf blockade against the humans. Did you just try to claim Ella? Fuck. Claim? Paige spoke below the hallway chatter. I pointedly reminded you she already has friends, and you can't just demand her presence. You manhandled her. I'm fine. I widened my eyes at Paige, flicking my gaze to Evan, who had brazenly stopped behind her shoulder to join the fun. So what time do you want to head over to the Argo for our pre-scheduled coffee date, Ella? Paige's chipper voice would have been creepy, but the minute shift in Violet's stance, lats engaged, weight slightly forward, zapped a bolt of fear from my heart to my asshole. Is everybody headed to the Argo today? Evan asked. A dirty chai sounds great. Have you tried one at the Argo yet, Ella? I think it's the best coffee option in town. Thank you, Evan, Jason said. You're welcome, Jason, Evan said. It's not a group Argo, Evan, Paige said. Ella has a meeting with my mom at the crossing after school, Violet said. Mom wants to commission some art from Ella. That's amazing! Evan beamed, like he cared enough to be genuinely happy for me. What's the commission for? Something very time-sensitive, Violet said. I swear to fuck I could hear her sneering. And starting life in Laureldale with a piece featured at the crossing would be a strong launchpad for a new artist in town, right, Ella? She actually paused for me to answer. I hadn't thought I'd be allowed to speak, let alone required to find a way to say, the fuck, Violet? Okay, yes, maybe I should have thought through the reality of going into the Argo that's filled with past moments that drag across my skin with two humans who've both sparked multiple visions, but I didn't. You're right, I'm fucking dumb. Thank you for the save, but also what the fuck? If us being friendly at school goes against the local bullshit of Ethereans avoiding each other as some fucked up form of safety, introducing said friendship by spatting with Paige Paxman is definitely on the list of bad ways to fucking go about it without anyone but Violet understanding my meaning. Yes, I will take a drink after that, thank you. Thank you. Okay, real quick.
I'm really proud of that one.
That actually is a very, very well constructed, weird paragraph sentence thing.
Thank you.
But yeah, good job. That said, are you trying to kill me? Like, it seems like each week you just are like, how can I one up? No, actually, I guess this isn't your longest one that I've done. Oh,
that's just how my brain thinks. My brain thinks in
In Ella and Bryant. That's how your brain thinks. In Ella, Bryant, and then your soul thinks in Enna.
My brain thinks in word vomit. So for everything that I'm saying out loud, there's probably like 200 edited words in my head that like didn't make it out. Mm-hmm. And I've just given Ella that curse.
God bless. Okay.
It's exhausting. Okay.
But first, the curse must be reversed. Okay. Ella, Paige furrowed her brow. Most of it was anger at Violet, but there was this tiny look of worried doubt in her eyes, like she thought I might ditch her and Jason for Violet, and if I did, she'd actually be hurt. The special kind of panic that comes with social anxiety pinched right below my collarbone. My legs felt too long, like I was balancing on a string, destined to fall, forced to choose which way to plummet, land in Violet's arms and risk pushing Paige and Jason away, tip the other way and end up at the Argo with no Etherean safety net. I teetered too long. No need for a custody battle. Evan snapped the string, plummeting me straight fucking down into a fucking alternative reality. If Ella has to talk to Mrs. Nikolic, let's all go to the crossing to celebrate Ella's commission. Have you gotten to try the new crossing fries, Jason? Truly not to be missed. When did you get involved in this? Paige rounded on Evan, cutting off my contemplation of what the fuck fries meant, because the badly veiled anger in Jason's eyes had nothing to do with potatoes. Somewhere around the fuck Violet, Evan shrugged. But it was wanting to congratulate Ella that really hooked me. You're so right, Evan. Let's all congratulate Ella together at the crossing. Violet snapped her gaze to Jason. You haven't even seen Ella's painting yet, have you, Archer? You can't skip seeing it on display. Jason's whole body tensed. Paige leaned closer to Violet with a look that would have been terrifying if she were using it on a human and not a fucking werewolf. What the hell crawled up your... Why don't I go both places? My voice squeaked as I sped through the words. Go talk to Violet's mom and try the fries, and then, Jason, what time do you even get out of practice? I'll probably beat you to the Argo. A too high laugh jackhammered in my throat. That was my too high laugh jackhammering in my throat. You're welcome.
Proud of you.
I'm a professional. Are you okay? Evan's sincere look of concern nudged anxiety closer to panic. The edges of the corridor curled like singed paper. I'm fine. Violet's glance to me was too quick for me to read anything in her eyes. I shot a stray plea to the cosmos for the fire alarm to ring. The school already had to fix fire damage in one room, why not two? The crossing sounds great. Jason's smile didn't reach his eyes. Thank you for the invite, Violet. The tiny flames singeing the corridor crept closer to Jason. Run, Jason, run. I couldn't make my mouth form the words. Brilliant suggestion, Evan. Jason held Evan's gaze. I'm sure I'll love the crossing fries. Wait, sorry. Noah stepped into the last visible strip of hallway. Only he and Jason remained. I'm an eavesdropper that heard crossing fries? Don't fall. Don't fall. Breathe, Ella. You should come with us. Violet's voice sounded like she was speaking from behind a closed door. Luca's working today. Don't fall. The corridor vanished, leaving a single light shining down on Noah. Hammer and knife, Noah. Parking lot, Noah. Luca! He raised his hammer over his head. Luca! Pain. Sharp, fucking rib-cracking pain slammed through my left side. Bam! Blue-white light flashed in front of me, stealing Noah and the parking lot. A new noise took the place of Noah's scream, like a broken air horn or a screaming goat. Don't fall. Breathe, Ella. I forced air into my lungs. A fresh wave of pain reinforced the goat's scream. Oh no, I'm so sorry. A familiar voice, Violet's, said. Did I get you with my elbow? A throb of pain bashed through my foot. I was the goat. The goat was me. The bleating came from me. I have to stop. I was just imagining Ella getting hit and going,
I mean, as well. Because it's like not true, like fear or pain, but it's just like, oh. Doesn't that ever happen to you when you get run into and you, okay, maybe it's just a me thing.
It's just a you thing.
But you get run into it. It's like you're not hurt, you're not scared. It's just there's this thing happening.
I just go, ow. And it doesn't actually hurt.
See, I go, oh.
I'm well aware, as are our cats. As are our cats. Do you know how much they love that sound that you make, Megan Elizabeth?
You know what they hate a lot more than that?
What?
When I sneeze.
Gary! Okay.
Chris is quoting a Saturday Night Live thing where they make fun of a guy for sneezing loud, and he's very mean.
A guy that's played by Will Ferrell, who literally just goes, "How?
Carry on.
Carry on, carry on." Okay. You have to finish the thought, the musical phrase. Okay. Okay, thank you. I was the goat. There we go. I was the goat. The goat was me. The bleating came from me. I bit my lips together, tasting blood as I fought toward silence. Pain clenched my arms. Bright blue eyes stared through the now pure white light. Shit, I'm sorry. Violet's face came into view, her brow knitted together with worry, not apology. I think I got you hard. Yes, you fucking did, asshole. The bell finally fucking rang. I'm totally fine. My ribs throbbed, my foot throbbed. I didn't want to know what my arms looked like. You just startled me. I heard your elbow hit. Jason's hair gleamed in the still not normal light as his head appeared above Violet's. Are you sure you're not hurt? I moved my arms enough to give Violet a "the vision's over, so let the fuck go before you crush my bones" message. Shockingly, she let the fuck go. It's really nothing. I waved a hand, staying propped against my locker so I wouldn't sway. Why don't I walk you to the nurse? Paige said. Who needs the nurse, and why are none of you heading to class? Principal Harrison didn't even finish speaking before Noah disappeared. Violet caught Ella in the ribs with her elbow, Paige said. It was an accident, Violet said. Fucking liar. And by the way, that was Ella talking, not Chris. I know I interject a lot. It was an accident, Violet said. Fucking liar. I didn't say you were malicious, Paige said. It's more like you have a complete lack of concern for those around you. Meaning, Violet said. Harrison gave his hands one loud clap. Sorry, Principal Harrison, Paige said. I apologize for accidentally knocking into you, Ella. Violet turned, holding my gaze, asking a real question. You sure I didn't hurt you? That was barely a love tap. Pain shot from my ribs to my right boob as I laughed. My cousins consider bruised bones a proper greeting, and that's for the people they like. The corners of Violet's lips twitched up. There's nothing to worry about. I pushed away from my locker, hoping my pronouncement had been prophetic. The second bell rang. Everyone, class, now, Harrison ordered. I didn't tip over as I slid off my backpack, a promising sign. Sorry for loitering, Principal Harrison. Is it okay if I put my bag in my locker? I think I shoved a little too much innocent remorse into the question because Harrison's eyes misted like he was watching an animal rescue commercial. Can you explain that to our younger listeners?
So back in the day, Sarah McLachlan had a song called In the Arms of an Angel, and they would make you cry every time commercials came on TV because there would be a starving puppy in a really sad state, usually anemic with fleas, and there'd probably be some trash in the background, like wet, soppy trash, of course, and then Sarah McLachlan would sing, In the Arms of an Angel, while they tell you how your 50 cents a day could save millions of starving puppies. And so that's the reference.
Oh my gosh. Harrison's eyes misted like he was watching an animal rescue commercial. All right, moving on. Of course. Everyone else, class, now. Harrison gave them a one-handed shoo. Thank you. I turned, hurrying through my locker combination, willing the trembling in the top of my lungs to calm. You too, Miss Paxman, Harrison said. I glanced over my shoulder. Paige stood beside Harrison, watching me. More specifically, watching me keep my left arm pressed against the throbbing in my definitely bruised ribs. Are you really sure you don't need to go to the nurse? Positive, I smiled, clenching my teeth against the spikes that joined the throb as I moved my books to my left arm for emphasis. I nodded Paige toward homeroom. Come on. Right. Paige's worry didn't seem to ease. The school's speakers beeped in unison. Mrs. Kowalski's voice filled the corridor. Good morning, students. Welcome to a brand new week at Laureldale High. Deep breathing got me through homeroom. The world went a little wobbly when Paige linked her elbow through mine, gluing us together as we walked to our next class, but I spotted Violet in the hall, waiting to give me another helpful bone bruise, I'm sure, and the little adrenaline hit born of instinctual fear of imminent pain got me all the way to my desk. After that, things went pretty well until I got into Algebra 2 and realized Carver had only collapsed a week ago. How the fuck had shit gone so sideways in a week? Knowing the answer was solidly because fucking shit up is what I do best, drained the color from the walls. Smoke crept out of the floor, forming a corpse, a non-Carver corpse, lying where Jason's desk should have been. I dug the tip of my pencil under my thumbnail, tasting blood again as I bit my lips together, fighting the scream that threatened to explode, literally explode, from the inside of my lungs. My ribs would shatter, blasting out, shooting into everyone around me. I would be the cause of death. Simple shrapnel. I will not kill my classmates. I will not kill my classmates. I bolted from class as soon as the bell rang, not giving Paige, Jason, or Violet the chance to latch onto me, hiding my now bloody-ass thumb as well as I could until I'd locked myself in a bathroom stall. A little blood ritual and a good cry later, I came out of the stall, only to have the door beside me open and Violet walk out because of course she'd followed me to the bathroom. We didn't talk. I think she knew I'd start crying again. Making it to the end of school had felt like finishing a gauntlet, and I stupidly thought things would get slightly better. But then I fucked up and asked Paige what she was doing until our Fry date, deliberately not saying the crossing in an attempt to avoid weirdness, hoping for a chance to abuse her friendship, instead getting a massive gut punch when she wincingly said she was going to a meeting for the Helping Hands team assigned to the student whose mom had been crushed along with Carver. For that one, I sacrificed my middle finger to an undernail stabbing treatment without waiting for a vision to begin. Focus on the pain. Don't leave room for anything else. Get to locker, get backpack, get paper towels, get to library, ignore prickles swarming your back, wrap bloody finger. I ran out of easy instructions after that. Finding a little desk with a view of both the local interest section and the 12-person table where Caleb held court required actual thought. The temptation to walk straight to him and ask for help flicked at my nerves, fighting to become a good idea. Not that I couldn't find the right section and dig through the books that might have pictures of the local landscape on my own. I just wanted to not panic for a second. Like a selfish ass, I just wanted to curl up in his arms and close my eyes and let myself pretend he could protect me and protect everyone around me from me. But Caleb hadn't been following me around all day, inviting me places, outing us as friends. As far as everyone but us and Violet knew, we had no connection beyond a few classes together. If I fucked up spectacularly enough to get burned out of Laureldale, Caleb would be safe, whatever shitstorm I left behind. I wasn't quite selfish enough to steal that protection from him. Not in that moment. Keeping my still blood-sticky finger tightly wrapped, I headed to the bookcase containing everything Laureldale. Focus, Ella. Breathe, Ella. Find a fucking murder scene, Ella. I started with the guides from local nature lovers, flipping through, checking every image for similarities to the cliff where Clara had been murdered. Nothing. Same for the few local histories with pictures, and biographies and memoirs, and novels by local authors. After finishing all the Laureldale-specific books, I moved on to the general Adirondack region. 36 minutes into that search, defeat seeped into the post-being-murdered fatigue I still couldn't shake. One of the myriad fun things about being a seer? It's hard to convince yourself that the heavy feeling of road-blocking dread isn't coming from some Sybil bullshit instead of plain old frustration. I closed my eyes, resting my forehead against the hard edge of a shelf, letting the ridge press pain into my head, even though reality hadn't shown any signs of whisking away. There are other places to search. The current task is ruling resources out. Stop fucking whining, Ella. I dug my knuckles into my rib bruise, flaring pain through my chest, opting out of the messy finger torture option. Even though the black didn't waver, panic promised I was going to fall. Fall and land like Clara. Broken. Dead. Bloody. You're fine. You're fucking fine. You're fucking fine, Ella. I managed 4 deep, painful breaths. I didn't need to find a picture of the cliff in the school library. Chances of finding a picture published in a book were shit. A published picture meant a noted location, which really dings a cliff's body dump value. The same went for Caleb's search of the travel websites where tourists rated Laureldale's charm and posted pictures of their vacations, and Violet's search of all the local business websites that featured outdoor activities. After they'd run through those sources, they'd move on to Phase 2, with Violet searching social media and Caleb combing through the Adirondack conservation sites. I had extreme Phase 2 envy. But just like I had to be the one to search the library, I'd have to be the face of our big fat lie. Don't dramatize, Ella. It's barely a fib, Ella. Noble sacrifice fucking sucks, Ella. Don't spiral, I whispered. Don't spiral, don't spiral, don't. Ella. My name, barely louder than a breath, came right before a gentle touch grazed my back. I didn't need to open my eyes to know it was Caleb. I recognized the way he placed his hand. Are you okay? Yeah. For the first time all day, I meant it. I shifted my weight back just a hair, pressing my spine to his palm. He didn't steal his hand away. Everything would be different if he'd called it good enough and gone back to his seat. But Caleb Clark stayed beside me, risking being spotted with the Etherean most likely to fuck shit up. And with most people, really basically everyone, physical contact comes with this tiny jolt of fear that I'll be dragged into a horrible vision, but not with him. I'd slept wrapped in Caleb's scent. He'd saved me from nightmares again and again, and his touch brought only comfort. Delicious, soothing, soul-saving comfort. My thoughts eased back into a workable order. I could survive Phase 2. I could stomach white lies. I wouldn't even be alone along the way. I stopped digging my knuckles into my ribs, straightened up, and opened my eyes. Thanks. I turned to face him, and something about the way his hand trailed across my back, leaving a streak of painful longing in its wake, like losing his touch had opened a wound. Something in my brain clicked into place. Not with a vision, but an awful realization of how my Phase 2 should begin. And how fucking easy it would be to weave a pretty story. And what a shit of a person I was to even consider fucking up a friend so badly. And thus ends chapter 25. And I said at the end of this, ooh, I'm highly intrigued by this friend that she's fucking up. Okay. So
wait. I want to cover my face. Do you have guesses? What friend do you think she's fucking up?
I'm guessing Jason. Jason is my guess. Jason's the easy one to fuck up. I believe because he is such a good guy. And to be completely frank, Ella could manipulate him very easily. So that is my guess. I feel like this is a better guess than my guess about Caleb being the Watcher.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so
you'll see. I know. I feel
but you're using the we as in, like all the rest of us. You're including yourself on this journey, and I thank you for it. So why don't you tell us what you thought about the chapter?
It was weird.
Don't look at my notes. Get the hell out of here.
Switch back into human mode.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because
it was weird for me to switch back into human mode.
Ella's life at school in this high school drama with people wanting to be the new girl's friend and fighting for the new girl's attention in this tiny town where there hasn't been someone new in that class in forever.
Right.
And trying to deal with being an orphan and navigating school and all those things. She really set all of the drama about her to the side for the weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there was no space for it over the weekend. Yeah. And so now she's going back into, I'm the drama.
Am I the drama?
Well, no, because with them, she's puking blood, but the drama is Clara.
Right.
So, she's the conduit and she's going through some shit.
Yeah.
But it's about Clara.
Yeah.
And then she gets back to school and it's about Ella.
Right.
Which is a relief because it's lighter, but it's also a lot more pressure on her.
Right. Yeah, that's being a teenager's hard.
Well, also smiling for people who can't know anything about what she's going through.
Right. Yeah.
She can't let them in on any of this.
Oh my, and I wonder, so in your blog post about the hybrids, you say something about how Etherian human hybrids are kind of like looked upon with a lot of pity, right? And she's not Etherian human, but she is. Oh, never mind. That doesn't fit this at all. Just kidding. I was going to say she's being forced to live this kind of human life because she has these human friends, but she's not human. But I guess she is still, being a Sibyl is going to place her closer to a human level than most Etherians.
It places her in more of the human hybrid level.
Yeah.
Because she's not...
So I was onto something. I just was like, wait.
No, she's not clearly defined as anything.
Right,
That's the thing is like Violet is clearly a werewolf.
Yeah.
And yeah, she has lots of issues, but one of her issues isn't stating what she is and what her place is in the world because of that.
No, she is hybrid. She's dragon werewolf hybrid. If you really think about it, if she comes from the Dragon Pact, do you know what I mean?
I mean, not.
I mean, she's not like Dragonborn,
but no,
like,
it is like yes, she is.
She is a hybrid of dragon magic and werewolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is like she does have that otherness,
right?
But no, she is not looked at like a human Etherian hybrid because a human Etherian hybrid is two people who probably shouldn't have fucking around.
Caleb. But I mean, come on, if you got a chance to fuck a fae,
you do it. You do it.
Right.
You can't blame Caleb's dad. Like, hey, Dryad lady, I'm gonna put it in there. Like, you're not gonna blame him for that. But
I'm gonna put it in.
I'm such a delicate lady. But the thing is, with Ella, it's not that. It is she was created for this purpose.
Right.
Now, her problems with that purpose and the consequences of that purpose, it is not the same as a hybrid situation.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. So actually, I'm gonna start with this. I had something very specific I was going to start with, but you brought up the stuff that happened over the weekend, right? And she is still so open, and I guess it's only been not even, has it been 2 days? No, it hasn't even been 2 days. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, then that kind of ruins that, because what I was thinking was, wow, she's still dealing with this, but even though we've been dealing with this we're on our it's 3 weeks now that we've been dealing with this, that she's only been dealing with it for a little over a day.
Well, and so that means she was murdered less than 48 hours ago.
Oh my God.
She
twisted,
tore her brain open.
Ugh.
And now she's back in class.
Cool. So we're going to skip away from that and talk about the levity in this chapter.
Yay! Levity.
So I said moments of levity, the revisiting of the Jason Evan rivalry over Ella, in parentheses, even though she's clearly smitten with Caleb. The bleeding fucking goat. I can't with you in the bleeding goat. Thank you for taking the time to go over that with me. And potatoes. I was like, what? So you say you're like, I'm trying to figure out what the hell fries meant, because that anger was clearly not about potatoes.
So for those of you who aren't Lord of the Rings people, potatoes is a Lord of the Rings movie quote. If you aren't Lord of the Rings people, you have my permission to pause the podcast, go watch the masterpiece that is the Lord of the Rings trilogy by Peter Jackson, skip The Hobbit. Sorry, friends. Skip what? It's not... Apparently, if you watch the director's cut, it's much better. But the regular trilogy's crap. I'm going to come out and say it. It's crap. The first trilogy is great. We're going to hate This is kind of like Star Wars. No, all of you Star Wars people out there who like the prequels best, give me your reasoning, please. Because I actually hear more about them now. But, oh, God, I hate them. But I feel the same about the Hobbit movies. The Lord of the Rings were great. Episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars were great. I have yet to see anything else that matches up to them. Okay, if you're going to post angry comments on this, could you at least say that Megan had nothing to do with this and this was just Chris? I am not putting my dog in that fight. Radagast does not belong in The Hobbit. He's not a part of that story. That is where it ended for me. Okay. So he's not. And okay, also, so if you're going to have Radagast and no Tom Bombadil, like, how does that work? Okay. Let's go back to this story. Let's go back to this story. We're doing well. Okay, so what was up next? So potatoes. Did we want to say anything more about potatoes? No, we finished about the potatoes. Okay, you boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Okay, we'll talk about that later. What? I love you. And you love me too. Pain shot up my arm as Violet quasi-tossed me behind her, saving me from Paige's touch. So this happens after Paige is reaching for her, but before we talk about Violet saying, did you just try to claim Ella? So was Violet's intent with slamming her into, or getting her out of the way of Paige's touch,
was it purely selfless and she was trying to protect Ella? Or was some of that like, get back, bitch?
No, it's not that she's selfless in trying to protect Ella. It's that she's spent enough time watching Ella do this that it's more like ripping a child away from the stove.
Okay.
Where she's like, oh, fuck. So it is not selfless because if Ella goes into a vision, it's Violet's problem.
Right.
So it's not selfless because she is trying to stop this shit from going down, but it's not about her being like, oh, Paige is trying to steal my friend.
Okay.
Because in Violet's mind, it's like, fuck you, human. You don't even know what's going on. That's real cute, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, Violet's not going to think of Paige as competition.
Okay. Okay. Because like I wrote this down here. Whoa, this is some awesome werewolf stuff with the claiming Ella. I said, also, I'm assuming that like a certain werewolf from another series, Violet is what you like to call vengeance sexual. And she has absolutely no interest in Ella.
No, Violet is not interested in Ella.
Okay.
Violet
is Violet vengeance sexual?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's just busy. Like she's
too busy to get busy.
Well, we've only seen her for a week.
Yeah.
And she's kind of had a lot going on.
Yeah. Well, sure. Yeah. This isn't really something we need to go deep into, but I love, and I know I mentioned this briefly, I love the Jason Evan stuff so much. Like the Evan being like, have you tried one at the Argo yet, Ella? I think it's the best coffee option in town. Thank you, Evan, Jason said. You're welcome, Jason. Just like...
Because it's that kind of petty bullshit rivalry.
Is Evan involved in sports at all?
No, he is just theater. He is just music and theater. He is the dorky kid who went away to summer camp. Mm-hmm. Someone gave him a makeover and was like, now you're going to be popular. Like, Glinda did a thing to him, and he came back to school that way, and now he's a ladies' man because he figured out how to play it.
Yep.
Theater camp did him a lot of good.
Yep, it does that. So, did you want to talk about this at all? About the what the fuck fries meant, because the badly veiled anger in Jason's eyes had nothing to do with potatoes?
That one.
You're gonna leave that one?
I'm gonna leave that one for now.
Okay, so nothing about the crossing stuff.
We're gonna hit the crossing next time.
It. Okay, so this shouldn't have been as much of a revelation to me as it was, but when Noah comes into the conversation and Violet says, you should come with us, Luca's working today. And I went, whoa, wait, so Noah knows Luca?
Yeah, they went to the same school.
Okay, because I was like, oh, that's what's happening. We accidentally zoomed out again, and it's because your knee is hitting my wrist, and my wrist is like hitting the table or something. No, it's okay. There's not really much to be done about it. We've proven I have to wear the watch.
But no,
So they know each other.
Yeah.
And but this implies that they're more than just like they are aware of each other's existence.
Would you like me to go into that more now, or do you want to wait for the next chapter?
Should I wait for the next chapter?
It's up to, it's going to be covered in the next chapter.
That's fine. I just honestly, we don't need to go into it. I just was kind of taken aback a little bit because I was thinking that it was kind of unclear if when Noah was screaming Luca, if he was like worried about Luca, wanting Luca to come to his aid, or if he was scared about something Luca was doing. So it was just, which it still isn't clear, but this colors that a little bit more. So I'm interested to learn more about it. That's all. It just was a revelation. I was like, whoa. There's something more there. Okay.
There's always something more there.
There's always something more there. Okay. So the bleeding stuff. Oh, I'm totally fine. You just startled me after Violet elbows her. And Jason says, I heard your elbow hit. And I wrote, Jesus, that's a hard hit. Damn.
Well, that's the thing, is that Violet she has a predator's skills of observation. So she's seen Ella do these things to herself. She's seen Ella dig her nails into her palm, grip things. Like she sees Ella causing physical stimulus to try and keep her brain in place. Mm-hmm. So if you were a Violet and you were like, physical stimulus, boom. And then be like, oh shit, that was hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we've seen Ella do this in the past before, where she's trying to make her body feel something to make her mind stay anchored.
Mm-hmm.
Violet's just like, okay, go big or go home. And then Ella kind of takes it a little bit further with the whole digging things under her nails.
Right. I love this moment where Ella says, my cousins consider bruised bones a proper greeting, and that's for the people they like. And Violet almost smiles. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Well, that's why Violet's not worried about Paige taking her friend.
Right.
Like, Paige is never going to know that Ella's cousins are werewolves. So, like, she means it literally, them bruising bones. Like, that she's not fibbing. That's real.
There are so many gems in here. Like, I'm just scrolling through this, seeing if there's anything else I wanted to talk about, because we hit almost all of the points that I have comments on. But I just came across the Sybil shrapnel. I will not kill my classmates. I will not kill my like, she's lost it at this point. Like, she is just,
she's sleep deprived. She's in high anxiety mode.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
She's going through it. Ella's having a hard time.
She really is.
And it's only Monday.
Bless her heart, as we would say in
Monday.
Tennessee. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. So that was what I was scrolling around. I was like, gosh, there was something when I was reading I wanted to comment on. But it's the fact that it's only been a week.
So
it's been 7 days.
So I think maybe on
this
my
is
day
day
off.
8. This is day 8, technically.
But it would be, I think she's been in Laureldale for 10 or 11 days at this point.
Okay.
I would have to check my math to make sure I'm right.
Sure.
But yeah, she's been in Laureldale, like living with Kate for less than 2 weeks.
A week and a half. Yeah. Wow. Jesus. Well, and it's just like the fact that the 3 lies I told at Laureldale on my first day, or my 3 whatever. The way the chapter 1 begins, and talking about Mr. Carver dying, and it's like, wow, that was how many months ago now that we did that? Wow.
That was, I think, in August. Yeah. We're going to have to figure out, we haven't missed the 6-month anniversary. We're going to have to figure out something fun to do for the 6-month anniversary of the podcast.
Is that when we do our hoppy beer and
I don't know. We'll come up, we'll brainstorm.
Do we do another Hot Ones challenge?
We are never doing that again. I did it. It smelled so bad. For our new friends, the Hot Ones episode video is amazing.
Oh, it is. And also, there are a few of those hot sauces that I use pretty frequently because they're freaking delicious.
And there are some of those that are chemical bullshit.
There are some of those that will, yeah.
Okay, before we go too far down the rabbit hole, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about in the chapter?
No, but I did want to mention that the season 24 Hot Ones kimchi hot sauce is banging in a pot of kimchi jjigae. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to continue then from here.
Yep.
I said continue. Oh, man. So one of the things that I'm working on right now with Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer is preparing the Kickstarter for the special edition illustrated hardback.
That was my next point. Thank you.
And one of the things that I'm trying to do for it is figure out which swag to offer as a part of the Kickstarter. And so I would really like to hear from
You're opening this up.
Yeah, from the art group and my podcast people and everything to know what exactly is it that you would love to see from this swag. Is it that you just want to have those clear pages with the...
like the translucent?
Yeah, the translucent pages that have cool. The artwork. Or is it you want sticker books of the sketches? Do you want Ella's tattoo on something?
Oh, I like the sticker books and the sketches idea. That's fun.
Is that something you want? Is it a Laureldale High t-shirt? What is it that would make your heart happiest? Because there is going to be the illustrated special edition hardback. There will also be a regular paperback and an ebook. There's going to be other goodies from where you can buy some collections of my other series through the Kickstarter as well. But it's really I just don't want to create, this is going to sound horrible, I don't want to create crap swag that people are going to put in the trash.
No, agreed.
If it's something if people really want foil bookmarks with a part of a Laureldale map on it, cool, I want to make that, but I want to make it something that people are actually going to want to use and save rather than trash fodder.
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions, anything that really strikes you as this brilliant thing, then let me know in comments, emails, whatever it is. Reach out to me and tell me, because I want to make you guys happy with this.
Yeah, I'm just imagining now Ricky Gonowan making you a Laureldale map. I don't know if he's still in the...
He is in the map business.
Oh, he is still? Okay.
Yes, and I do want a Laureldale map at some point. Honestly, the reason that I'm still delaying is the placement of Falls Lake. within Diamond Peak Mountain. I'm still not quite entirely sure of the origin of the orientation of that with Crimson Ridge.
Okay.
So there's this part of the mountainscape, and it's all to the north of Laureldale, and all of it is space that we haven't touched.
Yeah.
But the actual directionality of how it all fits, and this is probably something I should ask for your help with, but spatially, I can't get those pieces to fit together, even though I know they do. So maybe that's something we should work on together. Because I have these Legos, but I'm just like, where do they go? And then once I do that, I can give it to Ricky.
Would it be helpful to actually get something like some physical media like Legos to play around with? Do you know what I mean? Would that be helpful?
It's more trying to, because this is how my brain works, which is exhausting, trying to figure out how the peaks and the ridges that cross make sense with having the actual geographical format of a dale where Laureldale is. So figuring out how that works, and then knowing that there are other formations farther down. Basically, I've created this entire gigantic chain reaction that I know works, but much like accidentally getting on the wrong bit in Mousetrap, figuring out how all of those pieces link together is hard for me, and I am too much of a literalist to just be like, no, it works. Like, no, it's going to have to actually be able to work.
I know, and I appreciate that.
And I'm still trying to figure out geographically how to link those pieces.
Okay. Yeah,
but I definitely want a Laureldale map. I'm not entirely ready for a downtown Laureldale map yet.
Okay.
Just because, honestly, there are some more kitschy street names I need to pick. Because
than just Fleece Street?
Than just Fleece Street. Because it has to be more into the Miners and the Widow's Run and like all of these little town things. But I want all of them. Like, I don't just want to be like Birch Street for funsies. Like, I want it to make sense.
Yeah.
And I haven't quite solidified all of it to sort of have this is it forever and ever downtown full street map.
Yeah.
So that's something that's going to wait a while longer. But yeah, I would like a Laureldale map so that you can see like where the Blackwood Estate is, where town is, where the Widow's Run River is, like where the cabin they went with Caleb went
Caleb too. Went to the cabin. The cabin they went to.
Caleb cabin, where go? I've gone full caveman. I need like a club and a fur toga. I need like a Flintstones car.
Toga. You get a fur toga, I'll get a merkin.
Ew. No. Okay, maybe we're done with the episode now. Ew. I don't think that's... Like, I feel like we hit the bottom of the barrel and there's no way back. Ew, okay. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
I'm so excited for people who don't know what that is to go search it now.
Yeah, don't look up a Rat King while you're at it, am I right?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Just leave all of it. Just invent something in your head.
Don't look up the Rat King. Don't look it up.
Or a merkin.
Or if you're going to look up the Rat King, add the letters TMNT to it, and you'll be much happier.
No, it's not. I'm not talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one.
I know you're not.
Okay, so is there anything else you wanted to say?
No, I'm good.
All right, now that we have completely degenerated.
I feel like we derailed at the very beginning too. So there was a straight. It's kind of like that new Donkey Kong Country ride that's coming.
Okay,
to
so
what?
okay,
no, this is how you zoom out.
Before this gets worse, we're going to say thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Page by Page podcast. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Go on Substack and comment with your favorite kind of swag or let me know through email.
Yeah.
And until next time, thank you for joining us on the Page by Page podcast.
And as always, thank you for reading.